Hello and welcome to another tutorial on systematic literature review. In this video, we will go over how to write a paragraph structure. And as a non-native English speaker, when I started my research journey, it was very difficult to write essays or write academic papers. But through perseverance, training, and through mentoring by professors, I learned the right technique and correct way to write academic papers. So in this video, I will share with you some of those things that I learned. And one of the structure that I learned, and that is through a mentorship program or a course that's provided by Professor David Stuckler. Please go and check his YouTube page and website. I will leave a link in the comment section. And I am part of the group that he created, and the group is called Fast Track Grad. Please go and check the website and our Facebook page. Join us. We are a community of researchers, learners from low-income, middle countries, developing countries, especially for those of us who do not speak English as a first language or native language. So, we learn English, but sometimes we learn the incorrect way. And through great mentorship by people like Professor David Stuckler, he provides this free training that we learned, and I have benefited greatly. So please do go and check out the YouTube page and our Facebook page, and also join our group. I will leave the link in the comment section. Having said that, I will now share with you the acronym or the structure that I learned. When I teach these things to other students, I wish I learned these things as an undergraduate or even in high school, because it would have made a lot of difference in my English writing. So let's begin. And the structure that I learned is PEER. Sometimes you may see PEEL, the acronym PEEL, P-E-E-L, or PEER, P-E-E-R. So basically, let's just go over this. I am sure you may have seen this in some YouTube videos or web pages, but just for the sake of revision, why don't we go over them? So the first P is for point, and the E is for evidence, and the other E is for explanation. Yes, I think I got that correct. Explanation. And the R is for repeat or relevance, if you want to use that, but I prefer repeat because it reminds me to repeat my point and link it with the first point. If we look at the PEEL acronym, the first P is also the same. It's for point. Remember, every paragraph starts with the main point. I'm sure this is English 101 from my school, but when we progress in our writing and we start working, we many times forget this basic teaching. So first sentence is always the key point of that paragraph. So moving along, so again we are talking about the PEEL. We've just completed the PEER, so we're just going through the acronyms. So first P is point. The E is evidence, same as the PEER, and the other E is also same, explanation, and the L is for link. In other words, the last paragraph, last sentence of the paragraph should link to the point that you highlight in the paragraph. So these are the acronyms that you can use. I usually use the peer, but because I am more familiar with it and I have used it in my writing, so it comes as second nature. You may be more familiar with PEEL. Whichever acronym you use, the structure is the same and the writing technique is still the same. Whichever you use, you will still get good academic writing. So let's go over each of those and look at some examples. Okay, for the first example, we will start with using the peer structure. So let's say first sentence, you want to make a point. So as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So minimum a paragraph should have 4 sentences. Of course, you can have 5, 6, or 7 sentences, but I think if you have 10 sentences in a paragraph, that's probably too big, and you may need to break that down into several paragraphs. One of the key important points to remember is that one key point per paragraph. So one paragraph should talk about one key point. So use that general guideline and tip when you are writing your paper. So let's go through this one as an example. So say point. So you want to start the paragraph with a clear topic sentence that introduces the main idea. And then when it comes to the next P, which is evidence, you want to provide supporting details, examples, statistics, or quotes or reference from other papers, other books to back up or to support the point that you make in the first sentence. And then the next E, where you have to explain. So this is where the explanation part comes in. So you want the next 2 sentences maybe, or 3 maximum, I think. Use the sentences to analyze or explain the evidence that supports the main idea or the main point. And the R for repeat or relevance. This is the last sentence, last 2 sentences maybe, but maybe it could be just one sentence at the end of the paragraph. You connect the point to the. You use the last sentence to connect with the main point, and in other words, you want to repeat or re-emphasize the point again using the last sentence or last 2 sentences. So let's say you're writing a paragraph, and you could say, for example, the point could be something about the importance of regular exercise. So you want to use the paragraph to talk about the importance of regular exercise. So the first sentence should be about making the point that exercise is beneficial. So you may write something like regular exercise is essential for maintaining good health. So this becomes your point. You are now writing that first sentence, and you are introducing to the reader that this paragraph is about good health, or this paragraph is about exercise being good for health. So as soon as they read the first sentence, they immediately know that that paragraph will talk about the benefits of exercise. And then the next letter, which is E, which is evidence. So this is where you have to now provide evidence. Could be a book, could be an article. In other words, you have to provide references to support your point. So, for example, you could write something like, studies show that people who exercise at least 30 minutes a day reduce their risk of heart diseases or disease by 40%. So you are now quoting some figures, some facts based on research or from material that you have read, and you are now providing the evidence. So that's the next letter E, evidence. And then the next E is explanation. So you have to explain, or at least analyze, or expand, or elaborate. So you could say something like, this is because exercise strengthens the heart, improves blood circulation, and lowers bad cholesterol. So you are now explaining further from the source or from the research that you have now provided the evidence to. You are explaining it further, or you are elaborating it further, or you are expanding it, right? And then the last sentence could be you are repeating the point that you made in your first sentence. Or you could be, if you're using L for linking, it becomes the linking sentence to the point that you made with the first sentence in the beginning of the paragraph. So, for example, you could write something such as, therefore, incorporating regular exercise, regular physical activity into daily routines can significantly improve long-term health outcomes. So this is a very simple example using the peer structure and a minimum of 4 sentences. Now, if you are writing an academic paper, for example, a systematic review or systematic review with or without meta-analysis, and you are doing a narrative synthesis rather than a meta-analysis, you will be writing paragraphs to explain your findings. You'll be explaining your results. You'll be writing about the discussion about the results. So the entire paper is made up of a series of paragraphs, right? So this is a very simple example to show, but to illustrate the peer structure. And then, so in real writing, you may provide maybe 2, 3, 4 evidence or 4 references to support a point, and then you may use maybe 2, 3, or 4 maybe sentences, maybe 4, probably too much, maybe 3 sentences in the next E, which is explanation or expansion, by explaining the evidences that you have provided in to support a point, and you elaborate those references, those sources those sources that you have used to support your point, and then you can use 1 or 2 sentences towards the end to repeat the point and link it to the first sentence and close that paragraph off. So this is just a very simple example, and again, practice makes perfect. Do try it. It will be very difficult when you first start. It may be very challenging, but the more you do, you become better at it. Also, I suggest read good articles from good journals, and you will see that the paragraphs are well written. And when you start reading, you can easily see that the first sentence of each paragraph will show the main point, and then the following sentences will most times follow the peer structure or pilled structure to expand and to elaborate the point. I hope this video tutorial has been helpful to you. If it is, please do like and share to help others find this video.